Thank you, Nick, and happy birthday to Nick. And thank you, Brendan. This is such an honor to be able to introduce Paris Hilton to this stage. Paris, everybody knows, is America's princess, but she's not just a cultural icon. She's also an incredibly impressive businesswoman. Paris is the co-founder of 1111 Media, which, if you don't know about it, we've written about it, is one of the most successful IP companies in the world right now. Paris, please welcome me. Please join me on the stage. We'd love to welcome you here with Axios.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Paris, in your own words, explain to folks what 1111 is if people are not yet familiar.
Well, oops, I was about to speak into my fan. Okay, sorry. It is hot outside. 1111 Media is my media company, and it's a next generational media company that has everything from commerce to community. We have different verticals from television, audio, film, metaverse, building products, working with brands, music, books, 19 product lines, 30 fragrances, skincare, basically everything. It's its own living universe.
It's totally its own universe. And just, what does 1111 mean?
I am obsessed with angel numbers, and every day and night at 11:11, I always make a wish since I was a little girl. And when I was trying to think of a name for the company, I just thought it was perfect because this company is all about making my dreams come true and other people's dreams come true. And it's magic and it's fun, and it just describes me and my lifestyle.
But it's also incredibly successful from like a revenue and profit perspective. How does this company work? Like, how do you make money? You just walked through all of the different product lines, but what does the business look like?
The business is everything from all of my different product lines, doing brand deals, everything to do with my music and touring, just all of basically everything. I've done $4 billion in sales in the past decade.
That is incredible. $4 billion in sales. And then just recently you launched a skincare line, right?
Yes.
Called ParaV. When you launch a new product, because there's so many things that you are involved in, what are the considerations that you make when trying to figure out what's the next thing to come?
Well, everything that I do and create has something to do with my lifestyle. I love beauty, I love music, I love art, I love fashion. So been actually developing my skincare line, ParaV, for the past 3 years from the ground up, and working with our laboratory, and all the formulations are science-backed clinical studies. They've been just amazing formulas because I want to create products that really work and have real results, and also at an affordable price. That's always been something really important to me, to have everything that I make be affordable luxury, because I feel like everyone should be able to enjoy the beautiful things in life.
I think that's what sets you apart and your brand apart from a lot. It's meant to be accessible to everybody. People think about Paris Hilton and they think oftentimes about young women, but what I don't think folks understand is that your brand has matured and evolved with you. You're now producing product lines for families, for pets, for moms. Walk us through that evolution.
My brand has always evolved with me and my lifestyle, and now that I'm a mom, and I call myself a sliving mom, which, if you don't know what sliving is, it's a word that I invented in 2019, and it means slaying and living your best life. And it's a lifestyle and a movement. And for that, I actually just did my new cartoon animated series called Paris and Pups, which is based on my life and my dogs. And we just did a deal with Scholastic, so we have books coming out first, and then the animated series. Thank you. We'll be launching it this fall. And then we're going to be doing also toys and products for children. And my clothing line as well for kids is at Walmart. And yeah, I'm just continually just expanding in that space.
And when you think about this expansion, does your audience want you to stay the Paris that you've always been, or are they excited to see this evolution of you? What's the feedback you get from them?
I think everyone loves that I've always stayed true to myself, and people first got to know me through The Simple Life, and the character I was playing, which was a lot of fun. And now after I released my documentary, This is Paris, on YouTube, that's the first time really, really peeled back the layers and showed that there was much more to me than this character. And now people are connecting with me in an even deeper way. And yeah, it just really showed me the power in being vulnerable and being real and talking about things that were difficult, but it's just been so life-changing, and I've now changed 15 state laws and passed a federal bill to protect children. So I feel that people love that I've always just been consistent with who I am, and that I feel like I'm here to spread love and joy and sparkle and make people feel beautiful and confident and empowered through the products that I come out with, and give them fun experiences and performing all around the world. I just was headlining at WeHo Pride in LA, and then also at World Pride in DC, which was incredible.
Love that.
And I have a big concert here in Romania coming up in a week, this music festival, and just so many different fun experiences. And I always am inviting my fans to come along and win times to come and stay at my house or just go on trips with us. So it's just been a lot of fun just to be able to make these special moments. And I love with social media too. Sorry, I have ADHD, so I'll think of like 50 things.
Keep going.
In one sentence, and I'll forget the question. But it's really fun. I feel like I'm given this special like superpower where I can just make people so happy. And even just liking someone's thing on Instagram or TikTok or commenting or following them and just seeing their videos and the way they react, it's just like such a cool feeling to be able to make people feel so good about themselves and so happy.
You're one of the few big celebrities that is very intentional about carving out time for your fans, interacting with them, engaging them, making them feel good. But that requires a lot of time management. How do you manage growing and building this business, your personal brand, your family, but then giving your fans the same amount of attention and love that you give all of those aspects of your life?
It's just always been a part of who I am ever since the beginning. And my fans call themselves my little Hiltons. And they are like my little brothers and sisters all around the world. And before I was married, I was on a plane over 250 days out of the year for 2 decades. So I've traveled all around the world, and I've met fans in every single country. And we, like, a lot of them have my phone number, like WhatsApp, DM. So it definitely takes a lot of time, but I don't know. I enjoy it, and it's something that I always love to do.
Where around the world do you feel so welcomed and loved, like you can be the most Paris version of yourself?
I think everywhere I go, but especially like Ibiza, because I love it there. I used to live there every summer. For 5 years, I did this huge party every Saturday called Paris Hilton's Foam and Diamonds. And it's at the biggest club out there that's like a foam party. And it was so much fun. And once a month, I would do it for kids. So it would be like kids from like, I don't know, 12 months old to 18. And there'd be thousands of them. And I'd donate all the money to charity for children with special needs. And they would all come as well. So that was just so much fun as well to be able to do that, because I'm such a kid at heart.
Your business is so global. Like when I think about those 30 perfumes, those are sold everywhere around the world. What type of demands does that create on you? Are you traveling all the time still, even now with your family? Do you bring your family? I know your husband is here. What does that look like?
Yes, my husband and my babies are here with me, and we travel all together. My husband, Carter, bought me a plane called Sliv Air, and he customized it, and it's pink, and it's so much fun. We just all flew here together with the kids, and it's special because I'm able to travel with them everywhere and just go, like, even this whole week I've been here, I've come and do a lot of the chats and then meetings, but then I'm always going back and forth to the hotel and hanging out with them. And then after this, we're going to go on a boat trip for a week with just the kids and Carter, and no work. So that'll be a lot of fun.
That is what sliving sounds like to me.
Yeah.
When you're here in Cannes, what does your schedule look like? Are you meeting with brands? You're doing obviously a little bit of this. I know in the past you've done some DJing. Is this mostly business, work, pleasure?
Yeah, mostly business. Speaking at a lot of panels, meeting with some of my favorite brands, just having really fun and interesting conversations about creative things that we can do together. And then, of course, we like the dinners and the events and parties. So it's very busy.
Your brand work is very different than I think most media companies because it's super collaborative. It's, figuring out solutions for them that are going to work across your entire flywheel and your empire. Like, give me an example of something that you've done with a brand that you thought was really innovative and you're proud of.
I've done so many fun things I'm proud of, but something I really enjoyed recently was with Motorola, because 20 years ago I launched their pink razor, and then this year I designed my own Paris Hilton pink razor, which was so fun just to design a phone. I'm such an undercover nerd. I love everything to do with technology, and just the razor phone is just so iconic and so nostalgic and such a fun part of my life. So to be able to create my own was a dream come true. And then also during my concert, we had a huge Motorola phone made and had it all blinged out like this with pink Swarovski crystals. And then that came up on the stage, and I sang this entire song, posing on the phone. So just thinking of fun, creative, iconic moments that people are going to be able to capture for social and take amazing photos and just, I don't know, work with brands in a fun way. And then with Hilton, I've been working with them for years now, and we just did an amazing activation at the Beverly Hilton where we created this infinite icon suite, and it was one of the penthouse suites that they completely just restored and turned into this pink Paris palace room that was just epic. I want to make that room in my house.
You totally can. There's
I'm
nothing
going
stopping
to.
you, Paris. When you think about how you stay healthy throughout this whole thing, I have actually seen the Paris Hilton gym situation, beauty spa situation. How do you stay healthy when you have this crazy schedule?
Well, that's why we built this living spa at our house. And yes, it's all pink. It has all the most high-tech equipment, like the LED sauna beds, a hyperbaric chamber, the cryotherapy chamber, hydrofacials, the most amazing facial and body tools, and working out in there, doing Pilates, and then running around with the kids and the dogs. I love just walking around our neighborhood or just hiking up in our backyard with the dogs. And sliving is my cardio.
That is an epic answer. You really love tech, and I think people are starting to get that in this interview, but I don't know that folks understand, you've done concerts in the metaverse. You're kind of the original online influencer. What got you so into tech, and what's the next big tech thing you're looking to explore?
I've just always been into the future, into tech. I was thinking and planning and actually creating this world called Club Paris back in 2016. This was before there was even a word for the metaverse, but the technology just hadn't caught up with me yet at that point. And then I've just worked with Roblox and created this whole world called Sliving Land, and it's so much fun to activate with brands in there. We've worked with L'Oreal in there. We launched my perfume in there, which was the first ever virtual fragrance launch, and we had 1 million people in one day. And we just did an amazing activation with Hilton as well, and creating a Hilton hotel inside of there where people can go up and go to the penthouse and just have a party with their friends. So that's something I really love to do, is working with the metaverse and going in there and just being with that fan base. And I'm just excited about everything with AI. We've mapped my voice and are just mapping different holograms and things like that. And just working with a lot of really brilliant people in that space, which is always fun to learn new things.
When you think about your relationship with AI in the future, 1111 is the modern IP company. It's the modern Disney, right? You have really, really strong brands. You're monetizing them in different ways. You're finding commercial partners, and you're bringing it all into one experience. What is the next big thing for 1111? Is it leaning into technology? Is it more new products? Is it expanding to a new audience? What do you think?
Well, it's so much fun because we get to do everything that I love. I'm very excited. For the past year and a half, we have had a camera crew following me and capturing everything to do with my concerts and music, being in the studio. And we now are having a full feature film called The Infinite Icon Experience. And it's going to be in theaters next year. And that is a project I'm really excited about, as well as my memoir. The rights were just bought by A24, the production company that does White Lotus. And we just sold that to one of the biggest streamers as well. So there'll be an entire television series based on my life coming out 2026 or 2026. And then just building more products, getting involved and following in my family's footsteps, getting into the hotel business. So real estate is something as well that just runs in my blood, and I can't wait for those projects. And just everything else we're doing, working with brands, creating more products. I have my fashion lines that I'm releasing every few months as well. Wearing my new handbag line right now. It's so cute. And a million other things, but now I'm getting shy.
Oh my gosh, but like books, TV, movies, fashion, perfume, skincare, products. It's just unbelievable what you've been able to accomplish, Paris. It's really, really impressive. And to wrap it up in a very profitable and successful media company is very impressive.
Thank you.
At Axios, we love to end everything on one fun thing. So I want to talk a little bit about your DJing experience. What's the one thing that you do to prepare ahead of a big performance in front of a big crowd that can calm your nerves?
I just like to be super prepared. So anytime I've never played the same set twice. Everything is always tailored to that specific event. So probably like 2 months in advance, I'm researching that country or, what are the best songs out there, best remixers. Then I kind of will be like, what time is it at? What kind of crowd is it going to be? What type of music do they like? And I'll just find out from people who are running the event. And then I'll pick like hundreds of songs and then go through and make sure that everyone sounds like perfect together and they all run smoothly. But then when I'm on stage, I just change the whole order because I'm looking at the crowd. I'm like, okay, like they're feeling this kind of vibe now, then this. And it's really fun just to feel the energy. And I'm always a little bit nervous anytime I go on stage for anything. But as soon as I walk out there and I just hear all this screaming and see everyone smiling and everyone's so happy and jumping around, then all of the shyness and nervousness just like melts away. And I feel like I'm on top of the world and just dancing and jumping and just having like the sickest party with them the whole time. So that's just one of my favorite things to do. I love like going to parties and then making just the vibe so sick for people that they have the best night of their lives, and so do I.
I think this was a fun interview, but I think the next time we should just do a party.
I agree.
I think that's probably the best vibe. Paris Hilton, what an incredible entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I don't know when you sleep. Just a couple of like high-level things that are just incredible. So sliving is Paris's tagline, and that's slaying and living, in case you missed that. But Paris is not just a sliving entrepreneur and businesswoman. She's a sliving mom. She's a sliving pet mom, and everything that she does follows that tagline. I'm so excited for your Scholastic line, Paris and Pups. That is not just going to be books, but we also got toys. We got clothing lines coming up for kids. There's something for every single person in the family. 30 perfumes. Can you believe that? That is absolutely incredible and iconic, Paris. By the way, the first virtual perfume launch ever in the metaverse. Congratulations on Roblox. There's a lot that Paris is doing in Roblox. Sliving Land, a completely virtual place. I've never really heard of that being done by somebody before. And then when you think about what you've got to come, you have this huge documentary that's coming out about your life. A24 producing that. That's coming out in 2026. Everyone go make sure that you follow that. Paris is one of the most fan-friendly people ever. She loves her little Hiltons. She gives out her phone number. She's chatting with them. She really actually cares. I don't know when you sleep. Pre-marriage, you said that you were traveling 250 days for 2 decades. That's unbelievable. Paris, I hope soon you get a chance to go to Ibiza, which you said is probably your favorite, most Paris place. But the most important thing about Paris is that she has actually made change with her platform. She's changed 15 state laws and a federal bill, passed the federal bill. A round of applause for an icon, Paris Hilton.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. Hope you all have an amazing rest of the week, and good luck with the heat, because that's hot and not in the way that I love. Thank you.